tonight from the shipyard on the campus of Nimitz High School. It's our District 7 6A season finale on ICTN as the Nimitz Vikings play host to the Cardinals of Mac. And a very pleasant good evening on a beautiful late April night. Mac and Nimitz meeting for the second time in 3 days. On Tuesday night, a 4-run sixth inning propelled the Cards to a comeback 11-10 win over the Vikings. Mac was down at one point 8-1 and came back and won that double-digit contest. The Cards overall 18-10-1. They're red hot, having won 6 of their last 7. Yeah, they can plate some runs. They've scored 45 over the last 5 games. Nimitz comes in overall to 12-14. They're hot. They've won 4 of their last 6, and they're facing a pitcher tonight that could give them some problems. That's Daniel Martinez, and for the Nimitz Vikings, Felipe Garcia will toe the rubber. Nimitz comes in batting at even .250. The Cards come in batting .325. Daniel Martinez completing his warm-up tosses for the Nimitz Vikings. John Nelson along with Rob Willman, our ICTN production crew. The Cards are in Cedar Hill right now in first place, a 2-way tie for second. The Warriors and the Cardinals in Nimitz and Grand Prairie deadlocked at that 7-6 mark. Now the Vikings are in if they win and the Gophers lose. If Nimitz and Grand Prairie both lose, it would set up a 3-way tie for 4th place. Nimitz, Grand Prairie, and Duncanville. Vikings lost both games to the Gophers this year, and they did sweep the Panthers, but first things first, they would like to even that series tonight with Mac. Boren, Marufo, and Torres the top thirds. Silas, Garcia, and Hernandez the middle of the order. Franco, Mayhew, and Kinser batting 7, 8, and 9 for the Redbirds, averaging 6 runs in district play. Daniel Martinez is set. So are we, and here's Rob Willman.
All right, John, thank you very much. And the first pitch by the lefty is a fastball outside. This year, Martinez has pitched almost 43 innings, a 3.44 ERA, has a great strikeout to walk ratio as the next pitch is underway, and a fastball that misses, and very quickly 2-0 to Boren, the senior second baseman. 43 strikeouts, only 7 walks for Martinez, so he's got some great control, and he can get the K when he wants to, but right now he's behind the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Castro, the catcher, the battery mate in this game. A beautiful night, 73 degrees at first pitch. The wind light from the north, about 9 miles an hour. A called strike on the outside corner that Boren thought was a ball, and he'll have one more chance. Boren batting .400. He has walked 14 times, which is 4th on the team, 5th on the team. Check that. On this squad, you like to see a leadoff man that can draw the walk, and that's what he does there. And they've got a base runner aboard with nobody out. This is a senior-laden team, the Redbirds are. Of the starting 9 in the batting order, only 1 a junior. And that is, oddly enough, Junior Torres. But right now it's Andrew Marufo, the third baseman, wearing number 6, with a runner aboard. Let's see if they try to test Castro or not, but you got a lefty on the hill, and they usually have a pretty good move over to first. This one gets past Castro, low in the dirt and away, and it's an easy base for Boren. John alluded to earlier how these Cardinals can score in bunches. Probably one of the better teams Canaan has had in a few years, and with all of those seniors in the lineup, this is the year to try to make something happen.
Yeah, 10 seniors, 6 juniors, and a sophomore.
And who knows, by the time the night is over, they might be tied for first. You never know. Bunt right in front of the catcher, Castro, over to first base with the second baseman covering. And there is one down, but that sends a base runner Boren to third. Great situation here with only 1 out and a man in scoring position. Torres, he could just lift one out to the outfield and score Boren on the sack. And because of that, the infield drawn in. Monsiváis over at first, Coronado at second, Saul Garcia at short, and McDuffie at third. And now they've decided to move the men in the middle back a little bit. And this is fouled back on the first pitch, so Martinez gets that first strike right off the bat. Edgar Salas will be next, the senior shortstop, batting cleanup. Torres batting just a tad over 300. 15 RBIs for these Cardinals. Nice breaking pitch. And he got Torres to look at that one, and unlike the first batter where he walked Boren, he is ahead in the count now, 0-2, with one out here in the top of the first. But man, the way this district stacks up in 7-6A, the last game of the season, you got to wait for the night to be over to see what happens. This one gets past Castro, and flying in to score is Bourne. He gets the first run of the ball game, and MacArthur has a 1-0 lead.
Second time that Martinez and Castro have had some trouble to pass ball, then that will be scored as a wild pitch as Bourne races home from third. But you have a player here at bat, Rob, that Ryan Canan, he's really high on this junior catcher. Feels he's Division I prospect and has a lot of tools.
Torres goes down swinging. First K of the night. So one walk and one strikeout in the inning, along with a sack. And that'll bring up Salas, the shortstop. Number one, batting over 450. What a great cleanup hitter. 17 RBIs, a couple of home runs. This team has 8 home runs on the season, John, and Nimitz with just 1, so it shows you that the Cardinals have a little power as well.
Yeah, Felipe Garcia, Edgar Salas, and Junior Torres have all the home runs this year.
The 0-1 fouled back and out of play. Dollar Dogs at the concession stand tonight. John, he hopped all over that before the game started.
6:32.
You have to clear your inventory when it's the last game of the season. That's always the best time, folks. The 0-2 offering inside in the dirt. Castro will be tired after this top of the first inning. He's been busy behind the plate.
It's our second look at Nimitz this year, our first look at the Cardinals.
Martinez wheels and deals, got him to fan, so he gets 2 Ks. The walk comes back to hurt him. And after a half inning of play, MacArthur on top, 1-0. Felipe Garcia, the starting pitcher for the Cardinals. And he is the workhorse of this team. It's Felipe Garcia and Ricky Bourne, the guy who led off the inning. They have thrown the most innings on this Cardinal team. Garcia 6-3, 1.36 ERA. Quite impressive there, John.
Yeah, when he is on, he's tough to hit. He's working his 12th game of the year. He started 9, has a record of 6-3. His battery mates, Junior Torres, hard-throwing senior right-hander Felipe Garcia. Nimitz batting, as we said at the outset, an even .250, averaging 6 runs a game. And trying to put a stop to this batting order tonight, especially numbers 3, 4, and 5 in the Nimitz batting order.
Garcia with a pretty much 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. So he too can get the strikeouts. And he'll face Castro, Coronado, and McDuffie. There you go, John, the starting lineups.
Middle of the order, Martinez, Deegan, and Muskarnik. And then numbers 7, 8, and 9, Nicholson, Monsiváis, and Alex Martinez.
Seems like a yearly ritual for us here at ICTN that every season, the baseball season will end here at the Shipyard. And we usually have some fun and entertaining games to boot.
And a low-setting sun, home plate facing directly to the west, so that low-setting sun is a problem for about the next 45 minutes.
Fastball right in there. For a called strike to Castro. Not very often, Mr. Nelson, do you see a catcher as your leadoff hitter. But in high school, you see all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, batting close to 400 this year.
That is inside, and Jacob did a really good job of just hardly moving at all. It's be tempting to bail on that inside pitch. Nimitz with the stirrups on tonight. Another fastball grounded to third. Rufo up with it. Long throw. Plenty of time, and there's one down.
The dimensions here at the Shipyard is 310 to left, 385 to dead center, and 300 to straightaway right field. And that right field has a 30-foot high fence that extends about 90 feet. Other than that, it's about a 12-foot high fence all the way around.
Could you climb that fence?
Half of it, maybe just the first 5 feet, and that's it.
A good leap, and that'd be all she wrote. This is Marcus Coronado, second baseman. A little over 230 batting average. Hits this one well in the gap. Left fielder coming over along with the center fielder. Rodriguez makes the put out for 2 outs, and they almost had a collision in left field.
He got the initial jump on it, then Jacob Kinser was closing in, but that was Rodriguez's ball all the way.
A couple of 18 winning teams overall this year. As you look at the replay there, as the center fielder Kinser held off at the last second. Nice curveball right over to McDuffie, the third baseman. Both South Grand Prairie and MacArthur with 18 wins this year. You see Cedar Hill 12-8. That one hit him, and McDuffie gets the hit. And now wait, they're going to call him back and say that he didn't make an effort to get out of the way, or he didn't get hit, and that'll bring the head coach out of the third base dugout.
Well, time called as Alan Somwong comes down the line trying to plead his case and appeal to the call made by the home plate umpire that, McDuffie may have been hit and couldn't get out of the way.
Garcia has hit 9 batters this year. Take a look at the replay, John, see if you can pick it up.
That's that lead elbow, that left elbow. We'll see if there's any contact at all. And hey, well, yeah, he did get nailed, but stays in the box. So a hit that isn't.
Duffy swung on and missed for the strike. Yeah, you saw it there. On the replay, 2 down here. The pitcher Martinez on deck if McDuffie can get aboard. Fastball that hit the handle. Pretty close to the hands of McDuffie, the third baseman. Vikings in their almost pure white uniforms, white batting helmet. Nice breaking ball picked up by Torres behind the plate, flips to first. Inning over. Give them the K, 2-3 on the putout. We have 1 inning in the books, and both pitchers look pretty good. Felipe Garcia pretty strong as well. As we go to the top of the second with the pitcher, Garcia, Daniel Hernandez, and Tanner Franco, your other pitchers. Yeah, we come in, John. You come in with the Longhorns of Cedar Hill with the 1-game lead over the Gophers and the Cardinals. Then you got the Gophers and the Vikings at 7-6, and you know, a lot of things could happen. MacArthur could win, put them to 10-4. Cedar Hill could lose; they could be tied for first. South could, you know, there's all sorts of variables here.
Yeah, the last game of the year, South will play DeSoto, so you kind of like South Grand Prairie's chances. The Gophers hook up with Duncanville in the last regular season game of the district, but you're right, we could have a 3-way tie for first, or 2-way tie for first. Nimitz almost in a must-win situation, but as we gave you the scenario, they could lose and still maybe get some help with Duncanville and Grand Prairie.
That to me is the wild card in the last week of the regular season will be the Gophers and the Panthers. Once the dust settles there in Pantherland, as you take a look at the defensive players.
All right, Monsevius, Coronado, Garcia, and McDuffie, the infield alignment from first to third. Nicholson, Vegan, and Martinez in the outfield from right to left. Jacob Castro behind the plate, and Daniel Martinez on the hill.
Martinez with a couple of strikeouts to start the inning. It's the big Felipe Garcia, the senior pitcher. He's a big old boy, isn't he? Coming up empty-handed.
He had the hot bat the other night, had a home run and 4 RBIs, and that come from behind 11-10 win.
No lead is safe. That's fastball and away. MacArthur, the only 4 losses in district, and they split with Cedar Hill and they split with Duncanville. Lost both to South Grand Prairie. Almost like Scott Matee over there for the girls softball team, as that is over the plate and right across the knees for a strike. He'd have to look back at that game that he lost to the Lady Gophers in softball, kind of really put his team in a spiral. Not quite as bad here for Canaan or anything, but that Duncanville game where they lost 4-3, look back on that one game, you know, pull a win out, and all sorts of things could be seeding, first place. You can't worry about it, but you look back and kind of dissect the season.
Yeah, and he said it just wasn't meant to be that night.
Castro going to his right.
But the Cards, Rob, they come in, you know, in a great situation. They can finish as high as tied for first or as low as third, but they're in. So they have qualified for postseason play 3 of the last 4 years. Got to be careful here on a payoff pitch.
3-2 fastball low, and maybe he was too careful.
Second walk given up by Martinez.
Brings up Daniel Hernandez, number 6 hitter. The lefty, you've seen already where Canaan likes to bunt a runner across. This is just what happened in the first. Give off the leadoff batter to a walk, you get him on, you sacrifice him over. Couple of pass balls, next thing you know, they've scored.
And already McDuffie in on the grass at third.
Fakes the bunt. Maybe he was going to slap it past. I don't know. McDuffie, the only one that made a charge, as Monsevius at first is holding the runner on. Got a pinch runner down at first. And this is hit high, right field. Nicholson, center fielder, instead. Vegan over. Vegan makes the put out, and there is one down.
Yeah, Raymond Perucci is a pinch runner at first.
Perucci wearing number 14. And that'll bring up Tanner Franco, the right fielder, with one out. Canaan may not want to bunt this time. He lets his senior swing on. Franco has played in 26 games this year. This is his 51st at bat. Cannot blame the wind tonight if you hit a high one up in the sky.
Yeah, it's nobody's friend, just
flag is
not a
not
breath of fresh air at all.
Yep, there's Canaan. Got the stopwatch on down there. Do not time the broadcasters, we are slow. Throw back to first. Perucci slides in. Swung on a missed. Castro's throw to second. Looks like they got him, and they do.
2-6 on the putout. Castro to Saul Garcia. And a nice throw by Jacob Castro. Here it is. Just get the glove down and tag the kneecap, and there's out number 2.
Well done. Castro's thinking, thank goodness.
Yeah.
After some of these crazy pitches I've had to handle in the first inning. Matthew Mayhew on deck. If given the opportunity to bat, as his teammate Franco is behind on the count and goes out swinging. That's the third out, fellas. Isn't it?
That'll do it.
Yeah, I keep saying, hey guys, bring it in. Yep, so thanks to the put out at second base by Franco, the fly out and in the strikeout. We go to the bottom of the second inning. And let's see if the Nimitz Vikings can touch Felipe Garcia, because he looked pretty good in that top of the first inning.
Yeah, it'll be numbers 4, 5, and 6 in the batting order for the Nimitz Vikings. Visiting with Coach Ryan Canan before tonight's game, telling me that, yeah, this game always comes down to the last inning, the last out, and there's always a lot on the line. The last regular season district game of the year. Lawn chairs and bright sunshine. Temperature was in the mid-70s at tonight's first pitch. And that low-setting sun with a little bit of cloud cover trying to make its way down and give us complete shade here in late April. Coach Alan Samwong, third year, a UTA grad, an assistant at one time here at Nimitz. In fact, he was an all-district player a little over 10 years ago. They made the playoffs last year with an 8-6 district record.
John, do you agree with the Browns picking Jeremy Mayfield as the #1 pick overall?
That news was just given, what? They go with Mayfield.
#1.
Okay, they were flip-flopping between 3, but Mayfield is a choice. He's a Brown.
He seems to be fit. He seems to fit the Browns. Just take it as you will. Daniel Martinez up first, wearing number 23. His team down by a run. Little change up there a little bit from Garcia. Big stature right-hander.
There's the infield and the outfield alignment for the Cardinals.
Hit hard to third, but Marufo handles it nicely in the throw to first in time.
You know, the Browns have been so bad, Rob, they're now the Tans. Not worthy of the brown color.
Just change the colors and everything.
Cleveland Tans.
Nimitz started his district season a little slow. They dropped 3 in a row, 2 of those to the Gophers. Gophers, a solid baseball team.
Yeah, they're not bad this year.
Nope. You know, they had a fairly decent football team that made postseason in football just because Cedar Hill played an ineligible player.
And a new coach.
Yep, Coach Bartell up to the athletic coordinator job. But you got to recall, Coach Samwong told us when we talked to him in that Irving game, he said, you know, I'm playing a lot of guys here out of position. Had about 3 injuries that he had to deal with. Guy hurting his hand, sliding into second base. He was out for a while. Had to bring some kids up that he just really wasn't ready to bring up at that time. 1-1 offering over the head of Garcia like a rocket. And Vegan's on board with the first base hit tonight by either team.
His 25th hit of the year. He's third on the team in total hits. Came in batting .312 and a solid bullet right by Garcia.
Well, Garcia got out of the way. So Miskarnik, number 10, now steps in. Batting around 200, right around that level for a while. And looks at the first pitch for a called strike. And we'll see what Samwong has in store with 1 out. Don't think he'll be sacrificing anybody over. Pretty good gap between second and first. If Greg gets an opportunity to go the opposite way, but Garcia throws so fast. Might be that way naturally. Felipe has a pretty good breaking pitch that we've seen so far here in the early stages. And since he throws so hard, John, it just makes that breaking ball more effective.
Mixes him in and out and try to keep him off balance.
Took Nimitz 8 games to get their first win this year. And they put 4 in a row before losing 3 in a row to start the district season. Doesn't matter now. It's come down to this one. Try to win and keep your playoff hopes alive. Runner moving. And he is out of there at second. Second throw out of the night, one by each team. This time Torres gets the throw.
2-4 on the putout. That ball by Torres was a little low to handle, but a nice pick. And here's Ricky Boren, and there's the tag.
So there's 2 down, and 2 balls and 2 strikes. Miskarnik. He fouls that to the right side.
Greg is hitting for Saul Garcia. He's the DH tonight for the Viking shortstop.
Grounded to third. Marufo's long toss is good. Inning over. 2 5-3 putouts in that inning, along with a toss out at second after a base hit by Vegan. So, folks, we finished 2. It's 1-0. MacArthur back with more in a moment. And a pitcher's duel at the Shipyard after 2, 1-0 at MacArthur. And with the 3rd and 4th inning call, here's John.
All right, Rob, 8, 9, and 1. In the Cardinal batting order, Matthew Mayhew, the first baseman, facing senior Daniel Martinez. No score. Jacob Kinzer to follow. Then the top of the order, Ricky Boren. Fastball on the outside black. Matthew hitting a little bit below 200. Outfield straightaway as Martinez peers in, the leg kick, and the next offering outside. Again, Daniel with a pitching record of 3-1, an ERA of 3.44. As a staff, Nimitz with an ERA of under 4, 3.39 in district play. Next pitch is foul off the mitt of Jacob Castro. Cardinals batting .325, and like Nimitz in district this year, averaging right at 6 runs a game. 2 teams split their series last year. 2-2 pitch, and waved at and missed on a ball that looked a little bit outside, but Daniel Martinez now has racked up 4 strikeouts. And here's the number 9 hitter, Jacob Kinzer, the center fielder.
Yeah, John, he's looked really good tonight. He's got MacArthur to fan at some bad pitches and just get that first batter out of the way, and we'd have a scoreless game.
Shows bunt pitch up high. Again, these 2 teams played on Tuesday, and the Cardinals winning 11-10. Softball playoffs are underway. Lady Vikings are in. 1-0 pitch is fouled off the right side. That may make the street. Nimitz occupies the third base dugout. The Cardinals on the first base side, and no sun at all. A little bit of cloud cover, and we will not see the sun for the rest of the night.
Just a gorgeous night. I mean, probably the best night we've had during the spring sports.
Look from deep center field. Breaking pitch stays on the outside black as McDuffie came running down the line at third. Castro tried to pull it back in and frame it, but home plate umpire having none of that. Count at 2-1 on the number 9 hitter. That one at the knees for a call strike, and we're level at 2.
It's been a pretty consistent call tonight here.
Yeah,
after a couple innings, is low, right about the knees.
Noah scored, top of the third, 1 out. And the 2-2 pitch. Late swing, just got a piece of it and fouls it off the right side.
John, you've been to the ballpark yet this year?
Yeah, I was out a couple of times last week. I did not see the A's, but
well,
not many people did.
No, they were supposed to extend that netting down the first base line. Your thoughts on that?
Any protection down the line beyond the dugout, I'm for. In fact, behind the dugout and maybe 20 feet past the dugout.
I'm wondering if it changes the perspective of those longtime season ticket holders that wanted to get close to the action. And
yeah, I'm sure it
now
does.
you're looking through webbing.
Yeah, I'm sure it does, and especially before the game. This one is poked down the right field line in the corner, but well foul. You know, a couple of ballparks have completed that high netting, especially from dugout and maybe 20 feet or 30 feet beyond the dugouts. And haven't heard many complaints.
How high does that run?
It's about 6 feet.
Okay.
Yeah. On the outside corner, just missed, ball 4 and a 1-out walk for Jacob Kinzer.
Well, he's a number 9 guy, and that's easily the kind of guys you want to get to at least, if you don't strike him out, at least make contact and make your defenders make the play for you to walk a number 9 guy.
And here's the top of the order, Ricky Boren, who walked and scored the only run in the top of the first. 1-0, Cardinals on top. Boren came in on a wild pitch from Martinez. Ricky, the hit leader, with 36 safeties. Came in batting at even .400. That stays with a walk. Then a strike at the belt, and the count even at 1.
Yeah, let's see if we see as many breaking pitches that Martinez offered up the first time around against Boren.
Curveball is kind of a tough ball to handle for a catcher if the runner is breaking towards second. He's on the move. Pitches outside. The throw is a little late, and in standing with the stolen base is Kinzer.
Well, for Castro, he had to double clutch a little bit as Boren's swing was in his line of sight a little bit, and that double clutch, that little extra split second, allowed Kinzer to get down to second base.
It's a 2-ball, 1-strike count on second baseman Ricky Boren. Outside, ball 3. Andres Marufo to follow. From the stretch, and the next pitch is right over the heart of the plate as Boren takes a strike. And the count full of 3-2.
Don't know if it's a case of it fooled him a little bit, or it's a 3-1 count and he decided to let it go regardless.
Lead a runner at second, Kinzer. And the payoff pitch, fouled off the right side. Mentioned the two teams split their series last year, but before that, Rob, the Vikings, it had been all Nimitz. They had won 9 in a row before last year. And lost this first game of the series 2 nights ago, 11-10. Payoff pitch again, high cheese, a swing and a miss. Throw goes into center field, but Kinzer had to dive back to second and couldn't make a move to third.
A little miscommunication there, Mr. Nilsson, down at second base. Castro came up firing as Kinzer was really off the bag at second. Watch here. Castro goes tossing, but there's not anyone there to cover. And luckily, Vegan's there to back it up.
Chad had a race in from center field, and Martinez now has fanned 5. 2 outs. Here's Andres Marufo. Runner moving towards third. The throw down to third is...
Well, McDuffie dropped the ball.
Oh, he dropped
he dropped the ball. McDuffie, they had him, but McDuffie might have looked up at the last second to see where Kinzer was at.
Good throw, just couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, here's the replay. Watch the Kinzer. McDuffie's at third base and a catch and a tag. It had been out, but it just popped out of his glove. Let me tell you, Castro probably throws pretty hard down there, and it just popped out of his mitt.
Andres Marufo leans away from an inside pitch. Marufo, the third baseman, with a sac bunt that advanced Ricky Borenbach in the first inning. Hitting .351, 8 RBIs. Has collected 26 hits. 2 outs here in the third. Outside, ball 2. So Daniel on the year now has struck out 48, walked 34, and the 2-1 pitch in the dirt, stopped nicely by Castro. A run on no hits for the Cardinals. We play with 2 outs here in the top of the third. Martinez set at the belt. Does not look at third, is coming home and line to left field. It is a foul ball by about 4 feet. Marufo pulled it just a little bit too much as Alex Martinez gets to it in the corner.
You hear the saying before, just a long strike. Hit the line, and he's got a double, an RBI, and the Cards have a 2-0 lead.
So Kinzer will take another lead in foul territory. The payoff pitch swung on and pounded foul as Marufo just got a piece of it. Cardinals have clubbed 8 home runs. Martinez set the payoff pitch for the 3rd time. He took a little bit off of it. That stayed outside. And a 2-out walk for Andres Marufo.
I'm trying to figure out what type of pitch that was. It came off the hand a little funky. With
Puts
2
runners
down,
at the corners.
Yeah, you might. Most teams might let that runner at first, Marufo, leave him alone, but you got Castro that has a really good arm. So you kind of have that game between both teams. You're going to send him. If you do send him, you're going to do a double steal.
Here's the junior catcher, Junior Torres, who struck out back in the 1st. Torres leads the team in walks. Batting .306 with a couple of home runs and 15 RBIs. A throw to first, and back in time is Marufo. And again, Coach Ryan Canan really excited about the future that he thinks Junior Torres has at Mac. Feels he should get some good notoriety next year. This one foul straight back. Daniel making his 10th start of the year with a record of 3-1. There's Coach Canan going through the signs at 3rd in his 5th year. At one time, a head coach at Ranchview. Torres with a wide open stance. Holds that bat straight up. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Up high.
He's struck out 13 times, but he's walked 23 to lead the team in walks, so he's patient when he gets up to the plate. The
Cardinals are 31st game of the year. Nimitz taking part in game number 27. Swung on and missed as Martinez comes back. He strikes at Torres for the second time. Martinez overall now with 6 strikeouts, and the Cardinals leave runners at first and third as we play in the middle of the third, still 1-0 Mac.
In fact, he struck out the side. Well, District 8-6A will be the district opponent of our district, and if you take a look at the district standings, all 4 teams are set playoff-wise. It's just the seedings that have to be established after tonight. Midway at Ellison, Coppers Cove at Belton, San Angelo Central versus Shoemaker, Parker Heights against Killeen, but overall you don't see it there. They've got a couple of 20-game winners, both Midway and Coppers Cove, with over 20 wins. Waco 23-7, Coppers Cove 22-4. Waco Midway, who was in the same district as Midlothian about 4 or 5 years ago, they always had some really great games between those two fine baseball programs, between both teams Panthers, and was at Waco watching a game one year and parked the Suburban too close to the backstop, and there was a foul, and then and there went our glass.
Is that right? Just shattered it?
Yes, indeed. Learned my lesson well. Don't know what I was thinking. That's the problem, Wilman. You weren't thinking, as the coaches would say.
And his parents still are.
Yeah. I'm learning. I'm trying.
By the way, we want to mention a young man that's battling some health issues for Nimitz. Adam Salinas threw out tonight's first pitch. Adam's a sophomore here at Nimitz, so I do want to mention that. He will be back in school next year, which is good news.
Indeed, and it was good to see all the seniors and their family out tonight, and families that they all collectively, one member of each family of the senior player, they all threw out a ceremonial first pitch. Good to see.
For the Vikes in the home half of the third, 7, 8, and 9. Jordan Nicholson, Eduardo Monsiváis, and Alex Martinez. Felipe Garcia throws and finds the dirt on the first offering to Nicholson, the right fielder, hitting an even .250. In the dirt as well, ball 2 to the right fielder.
We always talk about this, but we might as well talk again how enjoy the Nimitz scoreboard. Easy to read. All the lights work.
Yeah, it's a good hitter's background in center field. You have that classic high screen in right field. Finds the dirt again.
I like the cutout in left center for the scoreboard. That's just one area where the fence dips down. See right there? You get a little reprieve on the higher fence as you take a look at the scoreboard. And the pitch count, too.
On the inside corner as Nicholson takes it on the count at 3-1.
Felipe might have got a break on that one.
Senior set, and the next pitch. Breaking pitch, and it froze Nicholson. Locked him up on that curveball, and strikeout number 2 for Garcia.
Senior Eduardo Monsiváis.
Pretty pitch. And froze him, he did.
Here's Eduardo Monsiváis, the first baseman. Fouls this one at the plate. Now Mac with an ERA, a staff ERA of 3.51. Again, Garcia with a pitching record of 6-3. And an ERA of well under 2. Swung on and tapped foul. Kind of a non-committal swing by Monsiváis.
Well, it fooled him a little bit, but it didn't fool him enough for him not to swing.
0-2 pitch. There's a no-doubter. A bullet on the outside corner. And the first 2 Vikings have been retired here in the bottom of the third.
Martinez.
2 down for the number 9 hitter, left fielder Alex Martinez. He'll step away. Center fielder Jacob Kinzer comes in a couple of feet. And the first pitch is a strike to Martinez.
Breaking pitch really looks good tonight for Garcia. He has fooled him quite often.
On the inside corner, Martinez didn't think so as he kind of looks down the line at third. But it's down on the count, 0-2.
It's a pitcher's game so far.
Yeah, it is. 0-2 pitch. In the air to right field, backing up is Franco. And able to stay with it, and two-handed for out number 3. Vikings go in order. In the bottom of the third, and through 3, it is still MacArthur 1, Irving Nimitz 0.
Well, the Irving Tigers aren't on the field tonight, but we would like to say congratulations to the soccer team. Fell short of the goal of making the state title game. They lost to Elsick 3-1 in the semis. They were the first boys soccer team in Irving to make it to state. Coach Danforth's Tigers finished their most successful season in school history with a record of 16-7-5. And again, congratulations to the Irving Tigers and their soccer program that made it all the way to state. And it's refreshing to see that that can happen, and you can get a program together and get the kids to Georgetown, where they play them now. Used to play them in Austin, but a few years ago that switched to G-Town. Might as well be Georgetown. I mean, once you get past that, traffic gets really bad, John. So
You don't have to travel much further south, and Georgetown's a great spot because you don't want to hit that area if you can avoid it. Well, the baseball playoffs are right around the corner. Austin Lake Travis is the number 1 ranked team in the state in Class 6A. And then, Rob, we have the Coppell Cowboys, who will be a member of the Irving District next year, the newly formed District 6A.
Number 1, Edgar Salas.
As we see Coppell. Edgar Salas leads it off for the Cardinals, the shortstop.
you know, Coppell was also the in-state in boys soccer too, made the Final Four.
First pitch is a little bit outside.
So just because we lose some teams from our district next year doesn't mean it's going to be any easier.
Looks at that one. It's a call strike. Salas down on strikes back in the first. Felipe Garcia, then Daniel Hernandez to follow. Top of the fourth, 1-0 Cards. Senior Daniel Martinez throws and a swing and a miss. Healthy cut by the shortstop, hitting .465. Couple of home runs, 17 RBIs.
Well, 3 quarterbacks have been taken in the first 7 selections. Josh Allen going to Buffalo.
1-2 pitch. Off the mound into center field, off the side of the mound. And the first hit of the night for the Cardinals.
Well, good job of hitting by Edgar, who just went with the pitch. Just pretty much just slapped it. And it goes past second.
Here's the opposing pitcher, Felipe Garcia. Walked and was cut down trying to pill for second. Back in the second. Martinez from the stretch will go that way, and a quick retreat by Salas.
Boy, that grill smells good tonight, doesn't it? Well, you're full.
Charred.
So never mind.
It's char, kind of that charcoal smell.
Oh, yeah.
Permeates through the entire complex. In the dirt, gets between the legs of Castro, and taking second is Salas.
Castro has thrown out a couple of runners, but then he's had some go through the wicket. Some of the pitches, though, got a say, hey, Martinez hadn't given him a lot of good ones to field either.
Just don't want to let Garcia extend, and there's a swing and a miss. Try to jam him. I don't want to let him extend those arms and ride something hard to right field. I want to try to keep it away from him, or in on him. Came in hitting 300.
You want to take the bat out of his hand, but with no outs, John. And a runner at second.
Good lead. Here's a pitch, a swing and a miss, and Martinez. Nice job staying ahead now on the count at 1-2. This would be a big out if they can retire Garcia, but then you have Hernandez on deck. He's hitting over 400. A quick look at seconds, and that one outside. Salas gave that kind of a look in, kind of a half trot, then stayed put.
You notice Garcia is favoring his right foot. 2 pitches before, when he swung around, he kind of tweaked that right leg a little bit. He's been fiddling with it between pitches.
Swing and a miss. That throw was a high throw, but Garcia there to make the catch at shortstop, and Garcia strikes out.
Watch the bat. Yeah, right there. Look at the bat. The bat hit him right on the foot. You can see him wince a little bit in pain, so that's what happened to him a couple of pitches before.
7 strikeouts now for Daniel Martinez, and they're calling the runner out at second. Interference, and the batter's interference, and Salas is out at second. Let's take another look at it.
There's the glove out. Right, I guess the bat came all the way around, must have hit the catcher.
And then steps in front of Castro, and now Hernandez is hit on the arm. Well, there are now 2 outs, and Hernandez has been hit.
You know, these games always have that underlying factor of being a little chippy as the innings go on.
And a tight one also at 1-0. So instead of runners at first and second with 1 out, there are 2 outs and a runner at first. Tanner Franco is the batter. In the air, behind first. Monsivais can't get to it in time.
A lot of room, John, between the foul lines and the fence.
Yeah, about 30 feet.
So there's plenty of room to chase down a foul ball. You see it there, the line from home plate down to first, and all the room kind of favors the pitching a little bit. The high fence and right kind of favors the pitching a little bit, but we've seen some high-scoring games here.
Pitch up high. Martinez, that one got away from him, and a count even at 1 on Franco, who came in batting .320, a strikeout victim back in the second. Top half of inning number 4 in this 7-inning affair. This one hit sharply to right center field. Hernandez hits the bag at second, will go to third, and runners at the corners with 2 outs. Base hit number 2 in this frame, as Franco comes through with a 2-out single to right center.
That curveball held up a little bit on the outside of the plate. Fegan gives chase, hits his cutoff man, does a good job there, and that keeps runners at the corners.
So bring up the number 8 hitter, the first baseman, Matthew Mayhew. So Martinez working from the stretch again. A look to first, another nod to first, and the pitch is on the outside corner for the strike. Mayhew, one of the 7 strikeout victims so far, back in the 3rd. Daniel Hernandez, the runner at 3rd, Franco at first. 0-1 pitch is hit in the air to left field. It's playable for Alex Martinez. He will line it up and put it away for out number 3. No runs on a couple of hits. No miscues and 2 men left. The Cardinals have stranded 4 here.
We're about 10 picks away for the Cowboys. 10 picks.
Ironically, that last inning, John, was the first time that MacArthur had gotten a base hit. They got 2, and yet unable to score because of batter interference on the catcher, and good job defensively by the Nimitz Vikings.
Top of the order for the Vikes here in the home half of inning number 4 and a tight 1-0 Cardinal lead. Again, the district standings: Nimitz at 7-6, the Cardinals at 9-4. Nimitz has not been shut out this year in district. Horns, Warriors, Cards, and Vikings, and the Gophers, your top 5 teams. All kinds of playoff implications on the line tonight. The Cardinals are in. Nimitz trying to stay alive. Here's Jacob Castro, the catcher. And Garcia's first pitch is hit hard to the shortstop, who backhands it. That's Salas. Straightens up. The long throw across the diamond in time to Mayhew for out number 1.
Pretty impressive play right there by Salas, the shortstop, having to go to his right and then make the long throw over to first base. The replay again. A pretty good pitch to hit by Castro, but you watch Salas there take it deep in the hole and throw a strike to his first baseman, Mayhew.
1 gone for the second baseman, Marcus Coronado.
Great hustle. Keep it up.
Coronado flied out to left. His first time up. John McDuffie will hit third. Garcia throws. That one misses outside.
Torres looking at his glove like, what's going on here? That passed me both times.
One pitch. A heater that misses inside. Ball 2.
It's usually a pitch that pitchers have been able to get the called strike on tonight.
2-1 pitch, taking all the way, and Felipe accommodates with a strike to Coronado. That one off the backstop, about 3/4 up. Like the facility at Irving, this is a very high backstop. A lot of screen to clear for a foul ball, and the seats behind home. In the air to right center field. Closing in is Kinzer, and puts it away for out number 2.
So what you're telling me, John, is you can check out your social media and feel pretty confident the foul ball's not going to bean you behind home plate.
You can still do some work done and not risk being hit. It would take work. Breaking pitch stays up high to the third baseman, John McDuffie, batting .284. I like a high screen, keeps that ball in play and keeps the game moving.
Been watching Garcia a little bit in his delivery from the mound after hitting his foot with the bat back in the top of the 4th. Looks like it's not bothering him.
Well, down low. A hitting star on Tuesday night, trying to pick up a win tonight for the Cardinals. That one's inside, and McDuffie has a 2-out walk here in the bottom of the 4th.
First walk, yeah, given up by Garcia.
So his walk strikeout ratio now for the year, 27 walks and 53 strikeouts. Daniel Martinez, the pitcher. Up now for the second time. Grounded out third to first. Swings on the first pitch and lofts one very high in the infield. Who wants it? Second baseman drops it. Trying to get back to second, and doing so is McDuffie, but Ricky Boren couldn't handle it. And Martinez is aboard on the E4.
Too many cooks in the kitchen on that last pop-up by Daniel Martinez, as both the second baseman, shortstop, and pitcher, here we go, all coming in, and second baseman, he lost it. See, he looked at the pitcher, Garcia, and Boren, he goes like, I thought you had it.
Micah McGee's a pinch runner at first. And here's Chad Vegan, the center fielder. So McGee running for Martinez, the pitcher. McGee's a junior, one of 9 on the squad. Righty lefty, 2 men on, 2 outs. First pitch is swung on and missed. Vegan with a base hit back in the second. It's the only hit the Vikes have collected so far. Lead runner is McDuffie at second. Here's a chopper to the right side. Boren will go to second, and Salas covering. They get the force on Martinez for out number 3. Vikings strand a couple here in the bottom of the 4th. They still trail the Cardinals 1-0 on our ICTN District Game of the Week. Nothing. Cardinals on top of Nimitz here on the top of the 5th. And here's Rob Willman.
All right, John, thank you very much. Daniel Martinez trying to keep his club close in this one. Some playoff ramifications. First pitch swung on, hit hard down the line, but foul by the number 9 hitter, Jacob Kinzer, the center fielder. Walked in the third, stole a base, and was stranded at third. MacArthur did not pick up a base hit until the last inning. They had 2, but unable to score. And keeping this game close. Fastball outside, way outside, and the senior center fielder says, nope, not going for it. Ricky Boren will be up next as we go to the top of the order. Here in the 5th, fastball right down the pipe. Temperature in the 70s at game time. No wind to speak of. No one has to bundle up to watch a baseball game. How refreshing is that? That is inside and tight, but misses the plate. Defensively, everyone's straight away. He thought about it. Catcher Castro says, can we ask the plate or the base umpire at first? They finally did. He said no, he didn't go around. So he fills the count again. Slapped to right, base hit over the head of Coronado, and Nicholson will field. Good job of hitting by the number 9 Kinzer. Third base hit for these Cardinals, and I'm looking here, John, in 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the 5 innings against Martinez, MacArthur has been able to get the leadoff batter on board, and they're doing it again here in the 5th as we go to the top of the order. And Ricky Boren, who tops the cards in a number of offensive categories, and he hits this one high to right field. Second base gives chase, and that is foul. Boren leads the team in RBIs with 23, hits with 36, doubles at 10. and maybe somewhat by default, number of at-bats since he is the leadoff batter. But hey, he does lead the team in being able to take more chances at the plate than anyone.
Well, they started Kinzer on that first pitch to Boren. Let's see here what happens.
Martinez does a good job of going out and in with his pitches. He's not predominantly inside out on all of his pitches. He mixes them up rather well and has a good breaking ball to boot. Throw to first. Good crowd tonight. Senior night. MacArthur had their senior night earlier in the week. This game being shot on a Thursday. Fouled back, and Boren, who's a tough out. And a good batter to lead off. Boren has walked as many times as he struck out as they throw over to first. This team has 11 triples, quite impressive. Boren again in double figures with doubles, and he'd like to plate someone here. Good curveball, but low, and Castro loses sight of the ball. Bounces around in front of the plate, and easily going to second is Kinzer.
Couldn't find it as it stayed in front of him about 8 feet. And Castro located it a little late, and Kinzer was well on his way to second. Here it is. It's blocked, looks behind him, and stays just in front of that cutout. Kinzer easily takes second.
He can hit the knee pad and just kick right out. Helpless feeling, not knowing where the ball's at. Fastball right around the eyes, and now the count is 3-2. First base is open, but there are no outs. We got some pretty good hitters to follow for MacArthur. Way outside, and another walk surrendered by Martinez, so there's runners at first and second with nobody out. And you got to be careful, or the game can get away from you pretty quick, and we're going to have a meeting at the mound here.
That's a fifth walk given up by Martinez, and what a difference 2 days make. At this point on Tuesday night, it was 8-1 Nimitz. Had a healthy lead, but they're in a jam here with Marufo, the next batter, and runners on first and second. Kind of ironic this year that Nimitz lost both games to Grand Prairie High, but they in turn swept Duncanville, which are the other two characters that's in the hunt for postseason play. Yeah, again, if Nimitz loses, they got to hope that Grand Prairie loses and set up some kind of a tie with Duncanville. Yeah, you're going to stretch your staff just trying to make postseason. Just to make the playoff, you're right. Yeah, that's a distinct possibility here. All right, Marufo up with 2 on, nobody out. Swings at the first pitch, nice little fastball right in the wheelhouse. Marufo coming up empty-handed, but first baseman Monsavias, and they try to bunt his direction. So now Marufo falls behind on the count. First baseman is still down a little bit. He's not buying the fact that even if it's 0-2, that he's not going to try to bunt his way on and get runners at second and third. And he acts like he's going to, and the ball is high. Castro comes up in that I want to pick you off at second move. If you're a big baseball fan, this is kind of the fun part. You got runners on, and you try to guess what the coaches are going to do, and it was a sack. Well done on a 2-strike count as Marufo gets the sacrifice and puts runners at second and third
with only one out, John.
Yeah, bunting with 2 strikes. He does his job. He pushes it up the first base line and forces Monsiváis to make the play. Coronado covers, but you have advanced both runners. Now just 1 out.
So here's Junior Torres, who struck out twice tonight. Coach Canaan thinking, hey, this guy's going to break loose. Looks at that one for a ball on the outside. And then if you lose him, you load the bases, and you've got the cleanup hitter, Salas, who singled the last inning.
Infield is in.
Nice pitch. That looked like it was going to go way inside and
came back
in right across the plate. A nice pitch by Daniel. Evens the count at 1-1. Outfield also pretty much straight away. But with a tight game, the Vikings are not wanting to let another run cross. That's way up there and above the shoulders, and 2-1. It's kind of one way or the other for Martinez. He's either going to walk you or strike you out. Not a lot of plays in the field here in the game. That's outside the fastball. This series of pitches to Torres reminds me a little bit of how the game started with Ricky Bourne at the plate, where he threw a lot outside trying to get the batter to bite, and they wouldn't do it. So now Mr. Martinez has got to come with the strike. 3-1. And it's low, and the bases are full.
And now no place to put the shortstop, Edgar Salas.
Now batting number 1, Edgar Salas.
Base is full, 1 out, and a 1-0 Cardinal lead. And we'll have a pinch runner at first base, Trenton Duffer, a junior, running for the Redbirds at first.
We're in the top of the 5th. You see the score. MacArthur's in, but they get a win the way things have been going. They might even end up winning district, and that's pretty important in the seedings. Salas trying to make connection.
Corners are in. Monsiváis in first and McDuffie in third.
7 Ks and 6 walks for Martinez. Runner moving. They pitch out. Oh, they got him. And the tag. And there's 1 out. Boy, they steal a sign or what, John?
Well, Castro, all he had to do was stand his ground, wait for Kinzer to come to him. He did. The other runners advanced, but that's a big out for Martinez as they try to squeeze Salas home, or Kinzer home.
It looks like a pitch out. Watch this. See, look at the catcher. He saw him, and Castro runs him down.
So Kinzer trying to take home is out. Now at third.
Yep, Salas had runners in scoring position, couldn't make it happen. And getting out of the jam was Martinez. Had runners in scoring position with only 1 out. And he's able to get out of trouble as we go to the bottom of the 5th, and Nimitz looking for something offensively.
What an interesting inning. You had a 2-strike bunt attempt. Here, Kinzer's trying to steal home, and Castro just runs towards him, an easy put out. That's the 2nd out. And then Martinez able to come back and strike out Salas for out number 3. The Cardinals have now stranded 6 in the first 5 innings. And some momentum building for the Vikings, trying to get back in this one. Last home game, a lot on the line here. Big crowd, still in doubt.
They always have fun at Nimitz ball games.
By the way, Rob, a long-time ICTN engineer extraordinaire, Michael Poston, is retiring. We may see him around a time or two in the football season, but best wishes and a job well done down through the years to Michael Poston. I understand they're going to have a little get-together for him in about a week.
26 years. How does that happen? You know what we did just for fun? We went ahead and unplugged a bunch of cables before the game started just to see if we could figure out what was wrong with things.
But you did, it wasn't a primary one. It was almost hard to get.
Yeah. It was a grounder to third. Marufo double clutches, throws out Skurnik, and there is one down. Right now, it just seems like Garcia's got him guessing at a few pitches. I mean, he's not overpowering per se. He's got 3 strikeouts tonight, but he's only walked 1. Nice curveball. That's high and inside to Nicholson.
Kind of dances away, didn't turn over for him. He's kind of upset he didn't get it in there.
And after that pitch on the outside, you might, on that wide shot behind home plate, see some numbers. There they are. That's the numbers of all of the seniors on senior night being honored. Curveball popped up. Is there room for Torres? And there's not.
Got some activity for Nimitz. I think that's Castro getting loose in the bullpen. Yeah, it is. Number 18, Jacob Castro.
He is one of 4 pitchers that have seen a lot of duty this year. Curveball, right field. Franco's there. He makes the catch. The ball, when it leaves the bat tonight, John, it seems like it's going to go farther, quicker, but it just seems to kind of hang up out there.
That's the 4th fly ball out. It does sound vicious, but playable so far for all the outfielders. They've all made a catch tonight.
Every time it seems like the ball just holds up. Doesn't have any more drive to it. Montevias up. What they called third strike in the 3rd. 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Curveball that just a little tight. The left fielder, Rodriguez, kind of playing just to his left a little bit. You see him there. Not quite straight away. Curveball, a little slow roller. Salas has a long throw, but has a good arm. And just like that, 1, 2, 3 in the 5th. We go to the top of the 6th. Still a 1-0 ball game at Irving Nimitz. Hey, let's talk about the Bob Berry Award, shall we? The All Sports Award that we like to give out at ICTN. Bob Berry, a mainstay in the booth for years, and we give out points to all 3 schools, how they finish in the district standings, and 3rd straight year MacArthur will have captured the Bob Berry All Sports Award, 44.5 points. Even with Irving's soccer team doing so well, they couldn't manage to pass Nimitz in 2nd. So congratulations to the Cardinals. Basketball team helps a lot.
Yeah, I had a good year. You know, before the game Tuesday, the Cardinals, pitching-wise, the Cards had only allowed 7 runs in the previous 7 games, but they gave up 10 Tuesday, but they won.
Well, John, we've got a lot of changes. Martinez goes to first. Castro is your pitcher. And I'm trying to look at the number of the catcher to see if that is Montevias or not, that it went from first to catcher. All we know is that Castro is now the pitcher.
The first baseman, well, Martinez, yeah,
Yeah,
first.
Martinez at first, yeah. There's the catcher. Castro, just over 19 innings in 9 games. He's 3-4. Has a 6.15 ERA.
Now batting number 25, Felipe Garcia.
Castro, appearing in his 10th game, has a record 3-4. Has allowed 23 hits as Daniel Martinez is done after 5 innings.
Garcia swinging at the first pitch. Outstanding game on the hill for the big Mac attack. And the 0-1 outside by Castro. We've seen Castro pitch tonight. Our behind home plate throw very strong, very hard. And we'll see if the control will be the issue or not here. Swung on a miss. Good fastball. Did I hear it right? Maybe Alejandro Cruz.
Alejandro Cruz, number
home plate?
4. A senior now catching.
Castro, before he could deliver, Garcia asking time. There is Cruz calling the play, setting up way outside. Castro coming with the heat.
Well, Martinez, in his 5 innings of work, struck out 8, walked 6, gave up 3 hits, hit a batter, and uncorked a couple of wild pitches.
Nice curveball. Well done by Castro. And there's one down here in the top of the 6th.
Now batting number 2, Daniel Hernandez.
Bring up Hernandez, hit by a pitch in the 4th, flied out to center. The lefty looking at the hard throwing right-hander. Cards allowed just 7 runs in the previous 7 ball games. Nimitz did find the number on Tuesday. But right now it looks like the old Cardinal pitching staff in this one. Little roller to second. Coronado mishandles. And Hernandez is on board.
First error of the night committed by Nimitz.
Well, second base, both teams have made a little boo-boo.
Infield fly ball that was dropped earlier by Mac.
Quick throw to first. You know Castro's not going to let it go. He's trying to pick people off behind the plate. Now he's on the mound. He's closer. First pitch to Franco. Fastball. Hit the corner for a called strike. Mac got off to a 7-6-1 start in pre-district. Lost their first 2 to the Warriors and put a little run together. And that's why they're in a position now to see what they will do in postseason. Got it locked up. Just a matter of where they're going to be. Take the South Grand Prairie series out of the equation, and they drop 2, and that's it. The 0-1. Fastball low. Castro just a little bit slower and methodical on the hill. We don't have the pitch clock out yet.
I'll take care of that.
Matthew Mayhew waiting his turn on deck. Runner moving. Franco swinging. Second time now we've seen Canaan try to go with the hit and run. being aggressive, like it.
Well, he made contact. Franco did his last time up in the 4th inning with a base hit.
Not much of a leadoff at first, and time is called. The pace has slowed considerably. Here in the 6th, only a couple innings to go. In this last district game of the season, curveball swung on. Nicely done. 2 strikeouts now in the inning for Castro.
10 strikeouts tonight for Nimitz pitching.
Oh yeah, they definitely rung them up. At this pace, it might end up being a 1-0 ball game. Mayhew swings at the first pitch, the first baseman. Nimitz, they put quite a number of players in the bullpen that have pitched this year. Not quite even, actually, not a lot of double innings pitched on this team.
No, but
games pitched.
Viscarnik can also pitch. Greg has pitched over 23 innings this year. Close.
Low and away. 2-1. With a runner on, 2 outs. Matthew being patient at the plate. He's walked 13 times on the season. He swings at that one, high fly to center. Vegan has it, and the inning is over. Had 1 runner, that was the error, did not hurt Nimitz. And we go to the 6th.
Okay, don't forget dollar hot dog
Nimitz
night.
looking for a run to try to tie this thing up or maybe take the lead. But Felipe Garcia has done a number on their bats. At least 5 innings through, John.
Cardinals have stranded 7, and Garcia will face the number 9 hitter. They're running out of innings. The home Vikings are. They need any kind of hit, any kind of running activity on the bases. And we look at the series since 2012, a domination by Nimitz. 11-10, the outcome earlier this week over at Mac. Cardinals in these Vikings split last year. And then it was all Nimitz.
It should not surprise us that it's a shutout ball so far through 5 innings for that man right there, Felipe Garcia. He came in with a 1.36 ERA. Only 9 earned runs that he's given up in over 46 innings coming in. So you knew he was a pretty good pitcher, has a great breaking ball. And that's kept the Vikings guessing here so far through 5 innings. Bottom of the order, Alex Martinez, the left fielder.
Nimitz, they've only been shut out 1 time this year. That was against Red Oak in a non-district game, a 3-0 loss. And that's been it.
This is a type of game where you don't see a lot of hits where, I mean, you know, one mistake could open the floodgates. Curveball high. A manufactured run by MacArthur to start things off in the top of the first. Wasn't it like he got a base hit? Pretty pitch. Curveball right in. Caught Martinez staring at it. It's been a tough pitch to hit for Garcia tonight, where it comes in really tight. does it again. Foul.
Almost went right over the bag at third.
Time called. We've seen that now both sides with a little patience on the pitcher.
Last batter to reach base was Daniel Martinez on that error with 2 outs back in the 4th.
Well, he's run the count full to 3-2. Love to have your leadoff man aboard. They haven't done it at all tonight. In fact, they've only had 3 base runners. Hit him right in the arm.
Or did it hit the bat?
Oh, well, hold on. I guess so.
Hit the.
I'm sure we got a replay of that.
Looked like hit the barrel of the bat.
Here we go. Watch it again, John. Ah, here it is. I think they're going to call. Oh, it's the fact that he did not get out of the way.
Didn't hit the bat.
No, he's saying, look, you made no effort to get out of the way, so therefore,
right,
you're not going to get the ball. It's not the way it used to be in the old days.
You'd be
Guys
on first
would lean
base.
into pitches and everything else.
You would be on first base and help your team.
Well, that's what Martinez was trying to do. Get on board.
At least don't get hit like Elvis Andrus did.
Again, 3-2 pitch, curveball. Salas, he's got a good arm. Good scoop at first by Mayhew. 1 down.
That's as close as you can get at first base. Martinez out by half a step. Salas loaded up. I thought he might load up a little bit too late, but guns it quickly over to Mayhew. And Martinez by half a step is retired at first. Here's Salas waiting, and then fires it. Yeah, that close. Half a step.
Go to the top of the order, and Castro hits it far and deep to left field at the wall. It's gone!
Second home run of the year. Castro, who started the night at catcher, now pitching, and makes it a new game.
Well, why not? He's been involved in practically everything tonight. He had to go low for that one.
Got all of it as Rodriguez runs out of room and watches it go into the night.
First mistake of the night by Felipe. There's the home run trot. We're tied up, Mr. Nelson.
He has the only other home run this year. So team home run number 2 in district for the Vikings.
It wasn't a bad pitch. It was a low pitch. He had to really dig down to make contact. Curveball low, and it's 1-1. So we'll see how Garcia reacts. Shakes it off. That's a good pitch.
Coronado was backing away.
Felipe, the pitcher, he had a home run last week. There's a nice pitch, a curveball. 2 down. 4 strikeouts now.
Senior John McDuffie.
You've got the second pitcher in for Nimitz. You still have your starter in for MacArthur. Strike called right down the pipe to John McDuffie. Struck out and walked. Not a lot of offense tonight, folks. That is slapped right, foul by just a whisker.
And that one almost went directly over first base. Duffy denied a double, at least a double.
Oh yeah, that was extra bases for the number 3 hitting third baseman, and you got your cleanup batter on deck and get a guy on board. This ball high. Garcia coming off the mound. Something came out of the shoe. Home plate umpire looking at it closely. Make sure there wasn't anything foreign on it. 0-2 to McDuffie in the bottom of the 6th. We are tied at 1. Curveball, nicely done. Inning over, but not after a home run by Jacob Castro to tie this ball game up after 6. 1-1, 7th inning in a moment. And we're in the top of the 7th, tied up at 1 apiece. Kinzer, the number 9 hitter, in the top of the order. So we got some big bats as well coming up for Mac. Kinzer, the base hit his last time up, had a good bat too in the 2nd when he drew a walk. Looks at that for a called strike on the outside corner.
Again, Castro in relief of Daniel Martinez. He went the first 5. Martinez now at first base.
Another strike right over the platter as Kinzer's caught looking both times. You know, first time now he's faced Castro. Curveball. Ooh, a little high. Over the plate, but a little high. Sometimes it's more of an advantage when the same pitcher is in there. You get up for about the 3rd time, you kind of have an idea what he's tossing. They change the pitchers up a little bit. You got to readjust yourself all over again. As Kinzer waves at that one. 3rd strikeout now for Castro. And the top of the order. Now this should be a pretty good matchup here with Boren against Castro. Fastball low. Boren walked twice. Boren has the tools to be a good hitter, but he really hadn't seen anything good to hit tonight. That's low, and it's 2-0. Boren very patient at the plate. He won't swing at anything good, thus maybe the reason he hasn't picked up any hits tonight. They haven't given him anything to hit. That's low and away, and it's 3-0.
Has scored the only run tonight for Mac back in the 1st inning.
Three and 0, 1 down, top of the 7th. Tied at 1. He's just going to fake it and get called for a strike, and we're now at 3-1. That's Cruz now catching. Fastball, strike on the outside corner. Count is full at 3-2.
And now you got Boren kind of guessing.
Fastball right up the middle. He was waiting on it. His first base hit of the night. They get the ball back in the infield rather quickly. And Boren shows that he can hit and have fun at first base.
Just ropes one right by Castro out into center field. He is on base now for the 3rd time. And here's the 3rd baseman.
Again, this is a team that hits well over 300 as a team. and trying to regain the lead here in the top of the 7th. Fastball past the third baseman McDuffie into left, and back-to-back hits have runners at first and second with only one down.
McDuffie was drawn in, but that ball really smoked as Marufo with a hard smash by McDuffie. Back-to-back singles here in the top of the 7th.
Tie or go-ahead run at second. And now the number 3 hitter, Torres, who has struck out a couple of times tonight. They're not holding the runner on at first. He gets past the catcher, and runners advance.
Well, I'm not sure if they got crossed up or not, but Cruz had to reach up high, and I don't know if he knew what pitch that Castro was going to throw, but a wild pitch advances both runners. He has stretched something. Castro,
he's
a couple
cramping.
of pitches before, was trying to loosen up behind the mound.
Give him some water. Eat a banana. He's cramping up. See, and it's kind of ironic because he's a catcher and he squats a lot, but now he's kind of changing what the leg does, and it's causing him to cramp up a little bit. 1-0. Don't forget, MacArthur got caught trying to steal home, or they might have tried a suicide squeeze. Don't know if Coach Canan would try it again with his catcher up. The infield is in. Boren at third. It's high. Nice play by Cruz that time to keep it from going to the backstop. And it's 2-0. So things are getting a little tense for Viking fans here in the top of the 2nd.
Overthrew that pitch. Has to settle down here.
A long wait by Castro. Low. And it's 3-0.
Just missed below the knees. Falling behind with Salas due up next. Well, not going to waste.
They're going to head
time.
and walk him. Psalm Wayne came out and said, hey, just give him the free pass.
Sets up a force at any base. 1 out.
So that's what he's going for. But you've got the cleanup hitter up.
Right.
Edgar Salas singled back in the 4th. Has struck out a couple of times.
He's hit 2 home runs this year.
He's got the power. He just wants to get it out of the infield, basically. Good cut, but pulled it way out in front of that.
Right over Coach Canan's head.
Probably happy with the cut. Just would like it between the bases.
Deep fly would do.
Yeah, anything.
Ball that
Error.
gets away.
Be interesting if he sends Boren from third. It'll be a tough call. Meanwhile, 0-1 to Salas. Hit him right in the helmet. I think that's a true free pass.
Ooh. Salas, it's an RBI the hard way. As Boren comes in. Just couldn't get away from it. Turns away from it like he should. And I don't know how much we can. Yeah, Castro may be on a short leash now. It's 2-1.
And you've got Felipe up there, your pitcher. We've had a couple of players hit by a pitch, but because they showed no effort to get out of the way, they didn't get the free pass. Not so here. And MacArthur regains the lead in the top of the 7th. Felipe, this one gets past the catcher. Here comes the runner at third. The pitcher cramps up. Castro cramps up trying to get to home plate. He can't get there in time. Marufo scores from third. It's 3-1.
Wonder if he may have to come out.
He's well, have you seen anybody warming? Yes, there is some activity in the bullpen.
I don't think I'd wait long at all, and here he comes.
Yeah, that's going to be, are they going to bring Martinez back in? No, Martinez.
It's our first baseman that started.
Yeah, it's first baseman, Oncevias.
So
and he's coming in right now.
The concern now, stays down, just can't straighten out or get any kind of feeling at all. Just hope he didn't pull something, but he may have. Not a cramp, but may have pulled something maybe about 5 pitches before that last one.
Well, he was tightening up before that. I don't know if he's trying to talk the coach into letting him stay out there. The trainer's saying, come on, you need to go.
Can't make a move if the ball was hit either way. You're gonna have to come out.
Yeah, he didn't want to leave. Otherwise, he would have hobbled, straight to the dugout. And it's something you kind of think about. Here we are, last game of the season, John, and it's not hot outside per se, and this shows you how sometimes the muscle can tighten up.
2 runs have come home here in the 7th inning. We'll see our 3rd pitcher, Eduardo Monsiváis.
For all we know, is more than a cramp. He might have pulled a groin muscle.
Monsiváis is 2-1 on the year. Has pitched 26 innings, so he's appearing in his 17th game. At least they had indicated Monsiváis.
Okay, we're going to go with another pitcher instead. Rifle.
William Rifle.
He's coming out here.
Riffle, rather.
Riffle. In the 7th inning, a guy that's pitched 2 1/3 innings all year. But hey, he struck out 2 players. So
effective.
Yeah.
Daniel Martinez, Jacob Castro, and now William Riffle. 3-1. MacArthur has regained the lead here in the 7th. Trying to go to 10-4 in the district and collect our 19th win overall and sweep the series with our crosstown rival tonight.
A lot of emotion on the Viking side after that bottom of the 6th home run by Castro to tie this thing up. And then here in the 7th inning, MacArthur, who have had some comeback wins. They came back already this week.
Daniel Martinez will stay at first. Cruz remains the catcher. Rifle is a junior, so he'll be back next year, 1 of 6. Or 1 of 9 juniors.
Well, they're going to give him a few extra tosses since he had to come in cold. I'll give him 2 more.
Just about completed his warm-up tosses. He'll face the opposing pitcher, Felipe Garcia. A big man working to another big man here in the 7th with 1 out. Still not out of the woods with Torres at 3rd, Salas at 2nd.
Well, for Garcia, who's had just a stellar night pitching, not so at the plate, but that could change. Rifle's first pitch swung right back as Garcia was waiting on it.
Yeah, Garcia hit the home run, had 4 RBIs in Tuesday's game.
Infield is in with just one out.
So Rifle seeing his first action.
I'm sure he was pretty surprised when the coach said, hey, get out there. That is high.
Aimed that one.
He did. First base is open. And he walks him. So the bases are loaded. Daniel Hernandez, the DH. With the bases full, MacArthur could blow this thing open here in the top of the 7th. Hit down the line, right field, and that's going to fall in. That could clean him up. 2 runs will score. Torres, Salas, pinch runner for Garcia at third. Hernandez gets a double, 2-run score, and it's now a 5-1 game.
And those 2 runs charged to Jacob Castro. So he allows 4 tonight. Double number 3 on the year for Daniel Hernandez. Got all of this one, pulls it down the line. Nicholson just has to play it off the base of the screen and hold him to a 2-bagger.
4 runs across for Mac in this inning. Fastball in tight. Ball gets past the pitcher. Runner at third, holding tight. Tanner Franco, his 4th at bat. Nimitz trying to stop the bleeding. And at the same time, John, what's the odds that Coach Somwing is saying, you know what, I don't want to use all my pitchers tonight if I have to use one of them in maybe a 1-game playoff?
That's very possible. Very true.
Who's going to get it? Catcher, third baseman, McDuffie in. That's an infielder's play all the way. 2 down.
A big out keeps runners frozen at second and third. Well, they've had their share of doubles this year. The Cardinals have clubbed 46 2-baggers this year.
Perucci, the pinch runner for the pitcher Garcia. He has a chance to pitch a complete game once this inning is over. Mayhew ducks a little bit, high and tight. Infield can go back to normal depth. Foul back. Rifle has a delivery that looks deliberate. Looks like he's pinpointing.
Yeah, it almost stops and then just kind of throws a dart, kind of a dart delivery.
That one in tight like the first pitch.
You want to throw bullseyes and darts.
And the bullseye has to be the catcher's glove. Good pitch, fouled in the dirt.
This is the 9th batter of the inning for Mac.
Well, they've got a lot of talent. And they just waited for their moment. And it seems like late innings are their moment. Ripped. Foul.
5 inches down the left field line, or that would have made it a 7-1 contest.
Don't see anybody up and throwing in on the MacArthur side. Everything looks pretty quiet on the Nimitz side. They're going to go with rifle up to the end. Oh boy, let a little off on that one. I was surprised Mayhew didn't try to tee it up. Seemed to loft right over the plate. Fell a little shy. The count is full.
By the way, Nimitz will have 4, 5, and 6 in the batting order in the bottom half of this inning.
Mayhew keeps this inning alive. Yeah, if Castro pulled something, that doesn't bode well for Nimitz in postseason. Grounder shortstop to his left, double clutches, good throw. Inning over, but not until 9 players come up. There was a couple of singles, a hit batter, and a big double by Daniel Hernandez to bring in a couple as we go to the bottom of the 7th. And Nimitz down by 4. Kudos so far to Felipe Garcia. He's had 3 3-up, 3-down innings, a few of 4-up and 4-down. MacArthur in district this year. Again, they lost those 2 to the Warriors right out of the gate. And they won their next 3 out of 4, and then put a 4-game win streak together. Won the games you're supposed to. Maybe that Duncanville game. Well, they lost 4-3. That might be the one that they think about. Oh, gosh. Just couldn't make it happen. And we might not be in this position right now as you take a look at some of the fans.
Well, Garcia trying to win his 7th game of the year, has given up just 2 hits, struck out 5 and walked 1. Trying to get these last 3 outs. Again, they're in. Mac is in the playoffs. Nimitz, they go ahead and lose this one. They have to hope that Grand Prairie loses. Trying to set up a 3-way tie with Grand Prairie and Duncanville.
Garcia trying to go the distance. 3rd time he's faced Daniel Martinez. Started this game pitching. Lost some of his control. Fastball in the dirt. The most that Garcia has faced in any one inning has been 5. That was back in the 4th. It's usually 3 or 4 batters. That is sliced into right field. And a leadoff single by Martinez.
All right, that's a good sign as he goes the other way. His first hit, only the 3rd overall. And Ryan Canan to visit with his senior right-hander.
Does he pull him this early?
The entire infield has come in. We'll have a pinch runner at first base. Micah McGee running at first. Yeah, he's going to leave him in.
He wants the win. He wants the rest. But what if they tie Cedar Hill?
Okay, here's a righty-lefty matchup. Chad Vegan with a ton of hits. He has scored a ton of runs this year.
Nimitz can't get them all back at once. When you're down by 4, you just need base runners. And it's slapped to Salas. There's one, can't throw to first, had trouble getting the ball out of his glove. And McGee kind of stumbled a little bit going to second. So another fielder's choice by Vegan, his second tonight. They get the lead runner. That's what you want to see as a skipper.
Or as a broadcaster.
Yeah,
huh?
either one. It's Karnick now, the DH. Grounded to third both times tonight.
The rally horn, the Viking horn, the ship has come in.
Are we in Minneapolis?
Or Oslo.
Curveball. And that's worked quite well for Garcia tonight. Didn't turn much. Coach Sam Wing.
Yeah, we got Trenton Duffer, a lefty, up in the bullpen for the Cardinals.
And just like that, Garcia has made it a 3-2 count.
Yes, he has, and a big pitch here.
Right up the middle. And there's 2 on with 1 out.
Fourth hit for the Vikings. That one whizzed right by the glove of Garcia as he completed his follow-through. Almost made contact with the glove. Number 9, Trenton Duffer Jr. getting loose just in case.
I think that last pitch by Garcia, he was just trying to get it over the plate and hope that his defenders would bail him out a little bit. That first pitch tonight, we don't have the stats, but I can tell you the majority of the time that first pitch is a breaking ball low and away. And has not made that happen too often. Here's another grounder. There's one at second. The throw to first. Double play, ball game. So the Cardinals ended in high style. Garcia goes the distance. And it's a 5-1 victory for MacArthur. Watch them turn 2.
Pitcher's best friend in a game-ending 6-4-3 double play as the Cardinals have now won 7 of their last 8 games. And they very possibly could be co-champions of the district.
Could very well.
Yeah, they play on, and Nimitz needs some help.
They need a lot of help, and then it's concerned about their catcher Castro, who came in, might have pulled a muscle. I mean, he's kind of the glue that keeps them together defensively as a catcher. You can use him as a pitcher, provide some power, but MacArthur just too strong, sweeping the series, winning this one 5-1. We know for sure they will advance in 7-6A and postseason play.
So what do we do? We get together in 5 months?
That's it. Spring season is over. We appreciate everyone that has followed along here on ICTN in this spring season in 2017-18. And we hope to see you back on the gridiron in the fall. Well, for everyone that's been a part of this one for ICTN and Mr. John Nilsson, Rob Willman with you, saying so long, everybody, from the shipyard.